right, so good morning, Wildwood. This is Mr. Edwards, the principal, and welcome to another edition of Conversations with Mr. Edwards. Once again, I'm in the principal's office, but in this case, that's a good thing. I just want to take a few minutes to share some information with you this morning, and just real casual again, nothing real formal, but just want to talk to you for a few minutes. First of all, I want to say a quick thank you to everyone who's participating and interacting with us on our School Dojo site. Parents, if you're not on Dojo, I would encourage you to join us. I generally try to respond to concerns that parents have within 24 hours, and so it's nice to hear from you as we work through this process together. So I encourage you, if you have not done so, to join us on Dojo. Also, any and all information that I'm talking to you about today and any information that pertains to Wildwood Elementary School, you can find on our website at wildwoodebr.org, wildwoodebr.org. Okay, so we've had a few issues with students with the Google Meets app. So parents, I'm asking that when they log into Google Meets that they don't use the app, that they use the Chrome browser. And we'll have more information about that posted on our YouTube site. So parents, if you have not joined and subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so. What I did was I simply went to YouTube and searched for Wildwood Baton Rouge, and you'll see our mascot icon come up on the screen, and click on that. There's a video on there from me, one from Ms. Burtis, and we'll be adding more videos to help parents and students as we work through this process. But please subscribe to our YouTube app, and I think you'll find that to be very helpful. So we'll post a little video or screenshot or something about logging into Google Teams. It's best to use the browser and not the Google Teams app. So we've had some concerns from parents about screen time, and I know it's, there's some who may think, well, we have too much screen time for the kids and there's too much sitting in front of the computer. And then we have other parents who express other concerns that we need even more screen time. So all I will tell you with that is that when we develop the instructional plan, we try to keep it as much like face-to-face instruction as we can. And so while it may seem at times like there's a lot of screen time for the kids, when I looked at the instructional minutes, for example, K through 2, they generally get started every day at 9 o'clock. And then by 11 o'clock, let me just take a quick look to show you. By 11 o'clock, they're in ancillary classes, and then they have lunch and then planning. So really with direct instruction, they're pretty much complete pre-K through 2 every day at about 11:30. And then 3 through 5, they're pretty much done every day. They go to ancillary at 12:40, and then they have planning. So really, after their ancillary time, it's a time for small group intervention or other activities. So I know it can seem like there's a lot of screen time, but as I look at the schedule, I think it's pretty well laid out. So just asking you to work with us as we work through this process and understand that we're required to have as much screen time as we can, but also there was a lot of thought and planning put into this by a lot of people at the school so that we don't overexert kids in terms of screen time and understanding the age levels of the students that we deal with. So thank you for your support as we, again, work through this virtual process. And I will say right now, we had a very successful first week, in my opinion. I know we had some technology bumps and getting people used to the technology environment, our students and our parents, in terms of how to get from one class to another. But I think as we continue to work through the process, it will start to be smoother for all of us, and then hopefully we'll be back together in some type of hybrid or face-to-face environment really, really soon. So thank you for your patience and for working with us as we learn and you learn. So this week, most of our 3rd through 5th graders, if not all of our 3rd through 5th graders, will be taking LEAP 360 diagnostic test to kind of get a benchmark of where they are as we return to school. So all of our 3rd through 5th graders will be engaged in this diagnostic testing this week. We do have some paper packets for our kindergarten students as they learn to write and do other things to kind of supplement the instruction that's taking place in the classroom. So we'll have more information on our dojo site and our website real soon about when kindergarten parents can pick up those packets that go along with our instruction to kind of help our kindergarten students as we move forward. Parents, when you have questions, what I would like for you to do is communicate with your child's teacher first. For example, if you have a question about your child's username and password, I'm just going to throw that out there. The homeroom teachers have that information, so it may save you some time and also help me as I work with the teachers. If when you have those types of questions or general questions, check with your child's homeroom teacher first, and then they'll either provide that information for you or direct you to someone who can help you. Attendance is very, very, very important. And it's being tracked just as we would in any normal school environment. So please make sure that your child is logging on, that they're participating in class. And I'm just going to speak candidly. After week one, and I'm kind of going in and out of some virtual classes, one thing that I've come to understand is that the virtual environment brings on a whole new level of classroom management. You know, normally when the teacher's in the classroom and the child is right there, it's easier for them to redirect the child, keep the child focused. But virtually, it can present some additional challenges. So we normally have, or we will have, and do have, the teacher teaching the class, but then there's always another teacher who's monitoring the chat so that questions could be answered, and so we have as few disruptions during the flow of the class as possible. But again, it is a learning curve for all of us, as it is for our students and parents. So the classroom management piece can be a little bit different than it would be face-to-face. So parents, you can help us by just making sure that while the teacher's teaching, that the mics of the students are muted until they have a question or they're asked a question by the teacher, and that they're not drawing on the teacher's presentation while they're trying to present, and those types of things. That is just, it's very understandable that students have to make the adjustment to the virtual environment, but those are some things that we can all help each other with as we move forward and we engage in this virtual environment. I also want to point out to parents as I kind of close for this particular message that there's office hours on the instructional schedule, and those office hours are for everyone. So let me give you an example. Teacher office hours for pre-K through second grade are 1 o'clock to 3:30 every day. And then for third through fifth grade, teacher office hours are from 2:15 to 3:30 each day. So this is a time for students to continue with their independent learning, but you can also, parents, schedule a time to meet with your child's teacher if you have any questions or any concerns. These office hours are built in. So it's not just for the teacher to work with individual students, that's part of it, but the other part of it is so you as parents and guardians have the opportunity to ask questions and meet with the teacher if you need to discuss concerns that you have as we move forward in this environment. So again, I want to say thank you to everyone. This is I don't want to say overwhelming, because we can handle it. I think everyone's doing a great job, our teachers, our students, and our parents, but it is challenging, and each day brings new challenges. And so just stay connected with us, either through Dojo, on our website. You can always call the school office, email your teachers. And so we are committed to making sure that each child that engages with us in a virtual environment has their needs met. And we have the faculty and staff that go above and beyond expectations in working with our parents and students. So thank you for your time this morning. Just a real quick bit of information, pieces of information for you this morning as we talk about how week one went and how we transition into week two. So remember, for our upper grades, a lot of LEAP 360 diagnostic testing this week. So we encourage you to have your child participating in this process so that we can set those benchmark standards and know how we can help each child. Kindergarten, first and second grade will also be taking some assessments here in the very near future. And as we get that information, it's very helpful to us so that as we move forward, even as we come back in a hybrid or more face-to-face environment, we already have that information and we can kind of tailor it for each student, our intervention plan. So thank you so much. Have a great day. Let's have a great week together. And if you need us, we're here to help you. Remember, wildwoodebr.org, our school dojo site. So there's a plethora of avenues for you to get information or help if you need it. Also, don't forget, subscribe to the Wildwood YouTube channel, and you'll find a lot of information there too. So thank you. Have a great day, and let's have a great week together.